Okay. Can you see my share screen?
Yes, I
Oh,
can
yes,
see
sir.
the.
Okay. Okay. We will start. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Argo Satrio Wicaksono, but you can call me just Argo from Center for Accelerator Science and Technology, National Nuclear Energy Agency of Republic Indonesia or Batan. Today, I would like to talk about the experimental procedure about neutron flux measurement. At the beginning, I will give you some background information for this experiment. Neutron flux are one of the important parameters for safety and utilization for the research reactor. So that neutron flux measurement usually done after core configuration or burn up of the fuel element has been changed. It's done to guarantee safe operation and reactor utilization optimization. And then by doing the experimental procedure, we have knowledge about the neutron flux measurement principle at the Cartini reactor. After that, we can measure the neutron flux at one irradiation position. Okay, first of all, I would like to show you the content of my presentation today. The first is an introduction about the neutron flux and the distribution at the reactor core. Second is the methodology for neutron flux measurement. Third is tools and facility, tools or equipment facility that used for this experiment. And the last is procedure for neutron flux measurement. Now I will explain about the fission reaction scheme at the reactor core. As you know, interaction between a neutron and atomic nucleus of fissile material, which is uranium-235, produce an unstable atom. In nuclear fission, an unstable atom splits into two or more smaller pieces that are more stable and release energy in the process. The fission process also releases 2 until 3 extra neutrons, new neutrons, which can then split additional atom, resulting in a chain reaction that releases a lot of energy. After that, a measure of the intensity of neutron radiation determined by the rate of flow of neutron. Neutron flux value is calculated as the neutron density multiplied by neutron velocity, where neutron density is the number of neutron per cubic centimeter and neutron velocity is the distance the neutron travel in 1 second. Consequently, neutron flux is measured in neutron per centimeter. Okay. Consequently, neutron flux is measured in the neutron per centimeter square per second. Generally, there are 3 types of neutron by considering the energy. The first one is a thermal neutron that has an energy range of 0.025 until 1 electron volt. The second is a resonance neutron that has an energy range of 1 electron volt until 1 kilo electron volt. And the last one is a fast neutron that has an energy range of 1 kilo electron volt until 10 mega electron volt. Next, I will explain about the Cartini reactor core current configuration. As I mentioned before, from Mr. Sadewo, Triga reactor have a typically annular fuel configuration at the core. The left figure shows you a vertical cross-section of the core that has a total of 91 holes with 45.7 centimeters of diameters. In the reactor core, we load several reactor components such as 71 fuel elements, the yellow one, 3 control rods, the purple one, dummy element, the gray, neutron source, and irradiation facility. This configuration influences the neutron behavior at the core. The right figure shows you an illustration of the thermal neutron flux distribution at the core. The highest flux, maybe I will show you. Okay. Okay, I will change the color. Okay. Okay, we can see that the highest flux is at the center of the core. Yes, this is the center of the core, and distributed by Bessel function until the edge of the core. Yeah, we can see that the highest flux is at the center of the core. However, the existence of the other reactor currents, such as the reflector, this is the reflector, influence the neutron flux distribution. So we can see that the abnormal distribution, we can see that this is the effect of the existence of the graphite dummy elements. Now, I will explain about the methodology. This slide shows you the methodology for the neutron flux measurement. The first one is the direct measurement by neutron detectors, such as boron trifluoride detector of self-power neutron detector or fission chamber and compensated ionization chamber get integrated with the instrumentation and control system of Cartini reactor. The second is indirect measurement, namely by measuring the activity of the material after being activated in a neutron field. Now I will show you the difference between both of them. The differences between the two methodologies for neutron flux measurement can be explained in more details. On the direct measurement, a neutron detector is used that based on the neutron interaction response to the electronic quantities such as pulse, voltage, or current. Furthermore, the electronics quantities are converted by the flux by the system in real time, so that can be used for reactor power or period measurement in the instrumentation and control. Yeah, this show figures the instrumentation and control. And the other method is indirect method or activation. The other method is using detector materials that can be produced neutron gamma interaction. Furthermore, the radioactivity of the activated materials is counted by gamma detectors such as gas filling or scintillation or semiconductors. This method is simple, can be used for experiment, calibrated or neutron spectrum investigation. This slide shows you the direct method of flux measurement. By using neutron detectors, you can see the FC is fission chamber or CIC. This figure shows you the direct measurement method by using neutron detector in the instrumentation and control system of Cartini reactor. Interaction between neutron and detector, maybe I will show the neutron. Interaction between neutron and detector is changed to the electronic quantities such as pulse or current, and connected to the power meter. Yeah, yesterday you already know about the power meter in Cartini reactor. And the result of neutron flux measurements can be converted to the power reactor by the formula. Yes, you can see this is formula to get the power of the reactor if we know the neutron flux measurement, neutron flux result measurement. Next, I will show you another method. The method is based on the neutron activation and therefore requires a source of neutron from the reactor. The blue one is the neutron from the reactor, and the sample, yes, target is the sample. The sample is bombarded with neutron, causing the element to form radioactive isotope or unstable isotope. Furthermore, the radioactive emission and radioactive is counted by gamma detector for activity measurement. By considering the efficiency of the gamma detector, the macroscopic cross-section and the volume of the material, it is possible to calculate the neutron flux. So in this experiment procedure, we use the some detector or a detector, gamma detector, like this one, to calculate how many activity from the radioactive decay from the sample. Okay, in this experiment, to calculate the gamma radiation particle emitted by the material, this is the material, activated material, Geiger-Müller counting system is used. The system consists Geiger-Müller tube, high voltage, as you know, all of the neutron detector must have high voltage for the operation, and pulse inverter. Yes, this is pulse inverter because output from the GM tube is the pulse with the negative position, like this one. So we have to change the polarity from the negative to positive reactivity, polarity, like this one, and pulse shaping for the change the analog pulse to the digital pulse, like this one, and counter and timer for set up the how many times we want to counting and show the result of the counting. After that, okay, measurement of gamma radiation particle are then used to calculate the activity. Yes, A means the activity. Yes, activity by considering the, I'm sorry, considering the T1 time, T2 minus T1 and Tc. Yes, T1 is the irradiation time while the sample is in the reactor core. T2 minus T1 is the time delay after the sample was irradiated and then prepared to be calculated with the Geiger tube. And the last Tc, yes, Tc is the counting time during which the sample in the counting system. Furthermore, yes, the neutron flux can be calculated by considering the efficiency of the gamma detector, the macroscopic cross-section, and the volume of the material. Yes, we can see the formula. And in this experiment, to measure the neutron flux by the activation method. So, gold chips or gold foil, this is the gold or aurum, yes, is used as the sample to be activated. Next, we use the cadmium. Yes, this is the cadmium cover. Yes, cadmium wrap which function to separate the neutron energy. Because if we wrap and unwrap the foil, aurum foil, so the different energy neutron can be calculated. Gold that is not wrapped or unwrapped gold in cadmium will be activated by neutron with all energy level, while gold wrapped in cadmium is only activated by thermal neutron with energy below 0.469 electron volt. That is the cutoff energy from cadmium. The gold sample is then weighed to determine the volume later. This is the equipment for the determine the how much or how many mass of the gold. Then the gold will put in the pneumatic capsule. This is the pneumatic capsule. So, and before we prepare two types of the gold. The first one is the unwrapped gold, and the second one is the wrapped gold with cadmium cover. After that, we put the sample to the pneumatic capsule. Then the gold will be put in the pneumatic capsule to be sent through the pneumatic transfer system. So you can see this is the pneumatic transfer system at the Carvini reactor. And after activating the gold, we counting the activity of a sample by Geiger-Müller counting system by considering the irradiation time, delay time, and counting time. Use the stopwatch maybe. And this is the experimental methodology. So the first we determination of foil type and volume. So in this experiment, we use the two types of foil, such as aurum and aurum that wrapped by cadmium. After that, we measure the volume by measure the mass and massa jenis apa ya? Then we measure the volume and we irradiation the sample with power and times. Maybe 100 kilowatt thermal is enough, and we determine the time, irradiation time, maybe only 1 minute. I think it's enough. After that, we characterization of the counting system and measurement of foil activity. And the last is flux calculation and evaluation by range energy, because we have two types of sample, unwrapped aurum and wrapped aurum, so we can separate the energy by the cutoff energy of the cadmium